Underway with the Wildcats getting the opening tip. A lot of new faces, but some important holdovers as well, including Otega Owe, Kentucky's leading scorer from a year ago, but an immediate turnover.
And that's exactly what Louisville wants to do whenever Otega Owe gets the ball. He has to see a lot of bodies, a lot of Louisville bodies.
Tell people what they need to know about the point guard freshman, Michael Brown Jr.
Michael Brown Jr. is a star. He can really handle the ball, excellent passer, and a fantastic shooter.
And a foul at the rim on Owe after a strong drive by Ryan Conwell, one of the transfers coming into Louisville. He was at Xavier a year ago.
They wanted to get him the ball going to his left. He's a left-hander, and coming off that little wide pin by Sananda Fru, that allows him to turn the corner. He is big, he is strong, and very versatile.
He can really shoot it too, better than 16 a game with the Musketeers last year. Better than 41% from three. And Pat Kelsey went into the portal, Jay, and brought home a whole bucket full of shooters.
Well, Isaac McNeely, who transferred in for Virginia, 240 career threes, 41% career, led the ACC in three-point shooting last year. And Conwell, the same number of made threes in his career, but he shoots a lowly 40% for his career.
How can he look at himself in the mirror?
Yeah, how can he talk to McNeely?
Kentucky, a great offensive team a year ago. Mark Pope feels that they are tougher and better defensively than they were last year when they went to the Sweet 16.
Well, one of the reasons the guy with the ball, Denzel Aberdeen, who came in from Florida, excellent defender.
Shot clock running down. Colin Chandler, who's the leading scorer in the early going for the Cats. Offensive rebound, and the putback won't go for Brandon Garrison.
And whoever gets the ball for Louisville off the glass can take it and go.
Conwell, yes!
Getting back in transition is not good enough. You have to get back with the mindset to collectively stop the ball.
Aberdeen, as Jay mentioned, a big part of the Florida Gators national championship team, starting for the second time in 3 games. Baseline drive for Owe for Kentucky's first basket.
Boy, Owe's got such a quick first step. The defense couldn't recover to get to him.
Brown, McNeely. Very quick release, but can't hit the corner three. And a strong rebound for Mo Diabate, who transferred in from Alabama. Chandler for 3, and what a start he is off to this season.
Colin Chandler is a different player, outstanding athlete, had a huge dunk in one of their exhibition games, but he's a different player than he was last year.
Remember, last year he was coming off a 2-year Mormon mission, a year under his belt, and he is looking outstanding. Michael Brown Jr. knocks it down.
Now, I thought that Isaac McNeely is Louisville's best shooter, but Pat Kelsey told us yesterday, he goes, hey, it might be Michael Brown. He can really stroke it.
All we know is they'd be out there for a while if they had a team-wide competition. They are such a different-looking team with the perimeter shooting than a year ago.
They take good shots, but are conscience-free. Terrific shot fake by Colin Chandler, who can really drill it once he gets his feet set. And Brandon Garrison needs to get up off that screen. You've got to be right on Michael Brown Jr. because he's going to pull the trigger.
Chandler the cut and the kick. And a corner 3 will rattle out for Diabate, who can shoot that. Didn't shoot all that many of them with Alabama last year, but made 12 of the 26. Conwell wide open on the wing for his second 3 of the night.
Just a great fade screen by Sananda Fru. That opened it up for Conwell. This is an excellent fade screen shooting team.
Louisville 2-0, and they've been in triple digits in each of their first 2 games. Aberdeen with the response for the Wildcats.
Look how quickly, even after a made bucket, that Louisville's getting the ball up the floor.
And that's part of the game plan, right?
Absolutely.
Push it as much as you can.
Put as much pressure on this Kentucky defense as you can.
Brown, not this time, tipped around, and Aberdeen down with it for Kentucky. The Wildcats don't mind pushing it up the floor either. Owe gets tied up, and it will be a held ball.
The foul bailed him out.
More changes. Pat Kelsey just swapped out 4 players. Mark Pope a couple. Again, both teams very deep as McNeely comes up with a steal.
Excellent help side.
Brown. A battle on the glass, and Aberdeen wins it.
Boy, Kentucky has really improved its personnel defensively. This is a really good defensive team.
Yeah, Louisville has improved its shooting, and Kentucky has improved its physicality and defense. Low, another great find, and that's Andrea Jelic, a sophomore from Croatia, with a jam.
They jumped him with a double, and he just passed it right out for an easy bucket. What great vision.
Boy, Brown not shy. Line drive 3, no good. Kaysen Pryor into the game, tips it back out.
Got a switch.
Pryor trying to back down low, kicks it. Brown drives it. And Conwell has to get it off. And now it belongs to Kentucky. Jelic takes a bump and finishes, and the Cats have the lead.
And that was a basket scored off great defense. Forced a late shot in the clock. Long rebound, they turned it into an easy basket.
Conwell around and out, and Louisville has cooled off after a hot start.
Boy, this has been a track meet, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
Jasper Johnson, a freshman from Lexington, the lefty. Too strong on the 3, and Pryor down with the board for the Cardinals.
Jasper Johnson is a talented scorer, clearly has no fear.
Dad and uncle both played football at UK. Sananda Fru with the flush to put the Cards back on top.
Well, Michael Brown Jr. doesn't project as a freshman, does he? He's great poise with the ball.
And Fru, an older player, played 4 years in the German Professional League, as now Lowe, who is having an unbelievable start here tonight, has a chance for a 4-point play.
Just came off a little pin down screen, and he came off firing, turning over that right shoulder. Jalen Lowe was a scorer at Pitt. Now he's gained 9 of 14 from the field, 6 assists on the game overall for the Wildcats.
And again, coming off the bench tonight, but that is because of that right shoulder injury. Again, it's his non-shooting hand. There's no question, and maybe as soon as next game, Jay, he's the starting point guard for this Kentucky team.
I would think so, but I'm not sure it really matters, honestly. I mean, this team, with the minutes they play, probably projects a little bit like Mark Pope's 1996 national championship team. I mean, nobody knew how many minutes anybody played on that team. It's just they were really good and they won the title.
Yeah, Pope talked about that when he looks at box scores after the game. In terms of point distribution, it has that 1996 feel for him as Sananda Fru lays it in for Louisville.
Boy, how about that pass by Michael Brown Jr. Draws a double, little pocket pass for an easy bucket for Fru. That's just beautiful.
Nearly a steal for Woolley. Lowe turns it over. It's Conwell, and he draws the foul after Kentucky's 5th turnover already in this game.
Louisville doing a great job in the gaps. Jalen Lowe's first turnover of the game to go with those 3 assists. But watch, just coming off this little handoff, draws 2 defenders, and then just puts that little pocket pass right on the money to Sananda Fru.
There's Conwell, who is off to a big start. 4th school in 4 years for Conwell. South Florida, Indiana State, Xavier, and now here in Louisville.
Played for Sean Miller at Xavier last year before Miller took the job at Texas. So he has a very good understanding of the pack line defense, which Louisville plays.
Preseason first team All ACC. The Cardinals picked 2nd in the league behind only Duke, and they finished tied for 2nd with Clemson last year. Pat Kelsey, in his first year as the head coach here, just had a great season, totally turned around the program, and now, as they say, Jay, they've moved the goalposts. Expectations are sky high here in Louisville.
Woolley just got caught on a switch. He's got Garrison down low.
Low the drive, blocked by Fru.
Boy, what a great job of moving his feet.
Woolley. And another goaltending call, count the basket.
Boy, Woolley got to the basket just so quickly. Transfer from Kennesaw State, but after this switch, Lowe thinks he's going to take on Fru. Fru might have fouled him there, but was able to wipe that away. And just a really strong drive to get past two Kentucky defenders and get all the way to the 10.
Just so many more offensive weapons for the Cardinals. Last year they didn't have this many weapons. Plus, as you well remember, they played with a lot of injuries. There were games where they maybe only had like 7 players that Pat Kelsey could throw out there. Both of these coaches can go 10, 11 deep right now.
And they can shoot it from so many positions. That really opens up the floor. You have to pick them up beyond the 3-point line.
Lowe has gone to the bench. Aberdeen at the point now. Kenai Roots forces him to put the brakes on.
Just fabulous help side defense by Roots.
Diabate too strong off the glass.
So far, Louisville's been the more physical team.
Chandler got a piece of that, and here come the Cats. Good transition defense there by the Cardinals. Aberdeen, wide right, long rebound to Fru. Brown, yes! What a talent he is!
And great patience by Conwell. Let everything set up, then found Michael Brown Jr. in the corner, who was ready to fire when he caught it.
And all of a sudden, it's a 9-0 run. Aberdeen, air ball. Brown again. And well short on this attempt. Ball still loose. And finally, it's tied up. Coming up next, another
Rock and roll roller. Can get all the way to the rim. You can lob it to him. He's shown a lot of potential early on in this season.
Had only made 3 of 10 free throws in the first 2 games, but made both of those.
So he's got a good stroke.
Hadley got a strength advantage on Lowe, but then kicks it out. Woolley hits the 3.
Boy, that was beautiful. Just backed him down. They call those Barclays. I don't know why.
Chandler misses the corner 3. A double-digit lead and the ball right now for the Cardinals. 5.5 to go first half. Hadley with the left.
How did he corral that ball? It looked like he was losing it the whole way.
And a timeout for Mark Pope.
We don't need to worry too much about what Kentucky's doing. We need to be great at our system. And he talked about transition, rebounding, physicality, and toughness, being a warrior in the gaps. And they've tilted the floor in their favor. Seems like they're going downhill.
Kelsey, the ACC Coach of the Year a season ago, one of the great year-to-year turnarounds for a program in his first year on the job. Owe. Marino keeps it alive, but it's wrapped up by Hadley. Ahead to Brown. 2 more.
This has been a clinic by Louisville in the first half.
Lowe left it short on the front of the rim, and back come the Cardinals again. Brown. You betcha. Michael Brown Jr. absolutely dominating this game. Aberdeen with a tip in for Kentucky. And grimacing on his way back down the floor on defense. Catching up to McNeely. Woolley left alone. And the Wildcats catch a break there. He's a good shooter.
Boy, it's surprising to see Louisville miss. It's been like a video game for them in the first half.
Marino with McNeely on him, lays it in. And now Brown will slow it down just a bit. He's got 15 points and 3 assists already, and Pat Kelsey will use a timeout. all Michael Brown Jr.
He has been absolutely spectacular in this game.
What a freshman class it looks like it is around the country this year, and Brown is a big, big part of that. Not just a shooter, not just a passer. He can drive and get to the rim, take a bump as well. There's a guy who knows a little bit about hooping for Louisville. Donovan Mitchell in the house, couple of great years here with Louisville. Now a 6-time All-Star at the NBA level. The Cavs have a night off, and is he having fun?
The 13th pick of the 2017 NBA draft, played 2 years here at Louisville. Only averaged about 7 points his first year playing under Rick Pitino, and just exploded his second year. And we know the kind of NBA player he is. He's a superstar.
Brown was the most outstanding player at the FIBA 19 and under World Championship in Switzerland this past summer. I'm sorry, he was the leading scorer for Team USA. A.J. DeBanza, who's now at BYU, another stellar player in the freshman class. He was the most outstanding player. Could have been DeBanza, could have been Brown, but Brown, even on that level, playing against some of the best 18, 19-year-olds in the world. Sean was great, and boy, are Louisville fans thrilled to watch him. Likely only 7, with the Cardinals getting the first possession of the second half. Brown with 20, the high score. They move it around to the perimeter, looking for a good look. Hadley out to McNeely. Conwell got him going early in the first half. Conwell for 3. Yes!
Boy, a beautiful two-man game. Hadley had Chandler on him in the post. That's a mismatch, but especially with Chandler with 3 fouls and a terrific pass out. Boy, Louisville doesn't catch the ball ready to shoot. They catch it to shoot and make you take it away from them.
The Cardinals now 8 for 21 from three-point range. Aberdeen absorbs a little contact and knocks it down. He's going to have a big, big year in Lexington.
Well, he played great for Florida when he started. Whenever there was an opportunity for him to start, he really picked his game up.
Averaged 14.4 points per game in 5 starts last year. McNeely open. And that is the one guy you can't leave open if you're Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky getting caught on switches. Chandler wound up on Fru, and he needed some help. And when that help came off, you leave a corner shooter that shoots 42% overall.
Oweh with 7 in the first half. Did turn it over 4 times, though. Misses the 3.
That was a settle.
Now a steal. This will not be a settle. The slam for Oweh.
Boy, one of the few turnovers for Louisville. It turns into a turnover for a touchdown.
Oweh might be as good as anybody in the country at doing that. Getting a pick 6 the other way. Through. Rolling to the basket to lay it in.
Boy, Michael Brown is having fun out there. And Kentucky needs to do a better job of getting pressure on him so it's not quite so fun.
The first sellout here at the Yum Center in 6 years. Better than 22,000 are here. The vast majority of them obviously wearing red here tonight, and they're having fun as well. Aberdeen tried to draw the contact, comes up empty.
Used the shot fake. Hadley did a really nice job of not fouling there.
Conwell with a transition 3. And the foul is on Hadley of Louisville. The crowd thought it was going to be on Diabate, who looked like he extended the right arm. Pat Kelsey can't believe it.
Well, the foul was before the push-off. So you watch Hadley just grabbing right there. He's got his arms wrapped around him, and then he got pushed off.
Number 3 on Hadley, but at least for the moment he will stay. These are 2 competitive physical guys, Hadley and Diabate. And Diabate wins that battle.
Boy, last year when Diabate played 20 minutes or more, he averaged 13 and 10 and just under 2 blocks.
Garrison thought he had it clean, but he's called for the foul. Just his first.
Sananda Fru, a junior from Germany. He has really good feet and an excellent hedge defender.
22 years of age, 4 years in Germany's top professionally, classified as a junior. Seeing more and more of this. Players coming over from Europe after having played in professional leagues, but still gaining eligibility. Speaking of professionals, Wednesday, star-studded ESPN NBA doubleheader has the Magic taking on the Knicks at 7 Eastern. And then how about the late game? The Lakers and the Thunder.
And in my view of their transition game, and Carolina was fantastic against Kansas in the Dean Dome. It was a great win for the Tar Heels.
Will be Rogers to inbound for Louisville. A 14-point lead. They've led by as many as 18. Kentucky got it down to 7 at halftime. McNeely. And Louisville now 12 for 29 from three-point range.
When Conwell was trying to back down his defender, that was a great job by McNeely to cut behind and make himself available.
Aberdeen with the answer, and he's got 18 to lead the Cats.
He's been the one keeping Kentucky in this one.
Isaac McNeely is a guy of whom Pat Kelsey said, I used to lie awake at night worried about how to guard him. When McNeely last year was with Virginia, Kelsey coaching Louisville. So instead of keeping him up at night, you go get him in the portal and make him one of yours.
And a really good screen by Javon Hadley to give him that little fade right behind the play.
Aberdeen switches on to Hadley. Marino comes over to help. Rogers gets a piece of the paint, scoops it up and in.
Boy, a fabulous shot fake and drive by Rogers.
The 6'3" redshirt senior from Cincinnati, who played under Coach Kelsey at Charleston, sat out last year recovering from an injury. Conwell, and he's fouled.
Boy, he's done a nice job not only being aggressive, but getting into bodies and getting into the paint. He got into the paint and played off 2 feet instead of just going off one and trying to throw up somewhat of a wild shot. He played off 2 feet, and that's what drew him that foul.
Number 3 on Diabate will send Conwell to the line for a couple. You know, on any given night, Pat Kelsey may have one of his shooters who's cold, but he's got another guy and another guy and another guy he can turn to try to find shooting.
This can be an elite shooting team, and they're so good off fade screens. But I've been more impressed with their defense. They've been in gaps. Louisville's been the aggressor on both ends of the floor throughout this game.
And Conwell may be bleeding, so he'll get a little attention. Boy, how fun is it for folks in this town, which is a basketball mad city, to have this program back where we're accustomed to seeing it be.
And how quickly the turnaround came under Pat Kelsey. Like, both these coaches, Mark Pope and Pat Kelsey, are fantastically emotional and positive. And they both injected this positivity into their programs and this belief. And you're seeing this belief realized upon tonight for Louisville. But there's still a long way to go.
And the Cardinals have now matched their largest lead of the night at 18. Conwell makes the free throw. Are they going to take him out or just work on it again? They're going to take him out and bring Woolley into the game.
Adrian Woolley back into the Cards, replacing Conwell.
Now Louisville coming with full court pressure.
And they got it. And off the rim, just a little bit short on the reverse by Rogers. It will be Kentucky ball. The crowd is asking for Pat Kelsey to challenge.
And he's going to.
Earlier, Mark Pope challenged. It did not get overturned, so they lose a timeout, lose a challenge, and now Pat Kelsey will try one.
Back into the cards, Michael.
I think they're going to win this one. I think that was off the right-handed Chandler.
It hit Diabate's leg first and then Chandler's hand.
Out of bounds calls, Kentucky ball. Louisville's taking a timeout to challenge the play.
Definitely hit Chandler's hand, unless it brushed the leg of Rogers, but hard to see that. But again, the call on the court matters. The call is Kentucky ball, so do they feel they have conclusive evidence to overturn it?
It's conclusive. I think that's conclusive. If that's not, then why bother challenging anything?
Didn't look like it hit Rogers. The spin on the ball didn't change or anything, so they might win this one.
What a better system than we used to have, when every time the ball went out of bounds, the last 2 minutes you're over there looking.
Right. So Mark Pope can't challenge anything the rest of the way. If Pat Kelsey wins this one, he will retain one challenge, but it's not infinite.
After review, the call will be reversed. Out of bounds to Louisville. Louisville will get their timeout back and have one challenge remaining.
So the Cardinals get the timeout back and still have the challenge because they were right. Fingertip right there. Brown looks okay. He is back in the game. It's going to be him inbounding. So clearly it was a cramp. They got him hydrated. And good to see him back on the floor. The pull-up. And he is fouled by Garrison and will be heading to the free throw line.
Boy, after coming back in the game with cramps, he doesn't even hesitate.
And how about 16 fouls on Kentucky in 7 minutes and 36 seconds here in the second half.
And what that means is that Louisville has to continue to be strong in driving the ball. Put Kentucky in a position to foul.
The way he is flexing his leg, he's probably still feeling it a little bit. It's not like it has completely gone away, but obviously he feels good enough to get back in there. And his first 2 points of the second half, he's got 22 on the night. And it is a scene right now here at the Yum Center.
Boy, Hadley's doing a great job on Otega Oweh. Wouldn't let him catch it.
Oweh got Hadley in the air, but Hadley recovers.
Right now, Louisville's help side defense has been really, really good. They're in gaps. After that shot fake, Michael Brown comes over. He's right there, and just being there slowed Oweh down so that Hadley could recover and block that shot.
And it tells you how good their defense has been. They're on pace to score well over 100 points, and it's their defense that has impressed you most of all.
No question. I mean, that's what set everything up. I mean, it's one thing to score, but they've made it really difficult on Kentucky to score.
Fru keeps it alive, finds Woolley. And the rebound down to the Cats. Chandler, nice touch pass. Garrison lays it in and one.
I don't know why you foul there. He had an advantage, you let him go.
18-point lead, Louisville. 11:32 to go.
Over half of the field goal attempts for Louisville, and they've only got 3 turnovers on the game. That's remarkable.
You make more threes at a higher rate and you don't turn the ball over. I mean, you're going to win the vast majority of your games. That's
pretty good recipe.
Yeah. And this guy's a pretty good part of the recipe as well. Michael Brown Jr. having himself a night with 22 points, 4 assists, 1 turnover. No look pass to Woolley. Battle for the rebound is won by Garrison, and a foul is called on the play. It'll be on Conwell, his 3rd. What a great look by Brown.
Just a fabulous pass. It looked like he was going to try to send it out to the corner, but instead found Woolley out top.
Who can lead Kentucky offensively? Cam Williams is into the game. A 6'8" sophomore, a transfer from Tulane. He has gotten minutes here and there in the first couple of games for Kentucky, not many. Away from the corner. And of all people, Lowe with the offensive rebound. And he is not getting up. He may have hit the back of his head on the court when he fell. Or maybe his back, maybe his tailbone.
Well, he's looking at the official saying, come on, man, that's not a foul.
Both. That's got to hurt. Ooh. He will stay in the game as Aberdeen returns. Out there with Williams, Garrison, and Chandler. Mark Pope searching for a combination right now. Garrison, a good passer as well.
Got a switch.
Lowe drives Fru, kicks it out. Deep one for Williams. Got it! So Mark Pope puts him in, and he immediately knocks down a 3.
Well, he's a 3-and-D guy from Tulane. Had 14 double-figure games last year. He brings length and athleticism.
Conwell with the answer. And it's 13 made threes right now for the Cardinals.
Well, Louisville can absolutely stretch your defense, and if you close out hard to them, they can shot fake and drive.
And a 3 at the other end for Chandler, and a timeout on the floor as we have just moved past the midway mark of the second half, and Kentucky trying to find a way to hang in there with Louisville, but every time they make a shot, Jay, it seems like the Cardinals come back down and knock down a 3.
Well, those 2 threes by Kentucky sandwiched around Ryan Conwell's 3. That was a big one for Louisville, and Spida Mitchell loving it. Has been knocking down threes left and right against Kentucky. When you get 2 on the ball, Fru passes it out to an open shooter, then the reversal, ready to shoot when the ball arrives. Then Adrian Woolley, the lefty, knocks it down behind the screen. Over half of Louisville's field goal attempts have come from 3, and Mark Pope of Kentucky has a goal. Kentucky set a record last year for threes at Kentucky. And he's got a goal. He wants to get up 35 good ones a game. Louisville's going to do that before we get to the 5-minute mark.
Woolley behind the screen from Fru, defended by Williams.
Good pass.
Kenai Roots. Fru the offensive rebound. Roots has had a couple of big games in the early going this year. Louisville's first 2 games quiet tonight, but they are still having a great night, and they get another offensive rebound.
Then just too much on that screen, tripped up Aberdeen. Boy, you get 3 opportunities for Louisville. They come away with nothing there because of the screening foul.
McNeely back in for the Cards, replacing Woolley.
Pretty impressive stuff on a number of fronts for the Cardinals.
Well, especially when you look at those turnovers forced and compare it to, if you count that last screening foul as a turnover. So it's 4 turnovers now overall for Louisville. That's incredible.
Given the pace of this game.
Yeah, the ball security's been excellent.
Low into traffic. And it's out of bounds, still Kentucky ball.
Boy, Fru is he's a difficult guy to get a shot over. Does a really good job of moving his feet. Doesn't give up on the play after Brandon Garrison just rolled him down the lane and still able to block that shot.
Williams out to Low. Chandler pulls up for 3 and hits.
Boy, right in the grill of Sananda Fru. He was right there with pressure on that shot.
Chandler with his 3rd 3 of the night. He looks like he has taken a major step forward from a season ago. McNeely into the paint, finds Fru, the spin and the finish.
Again, Isaac McNeely playing off 2 feet in the lane, was able to pivot and deliver that pass along the baseline to Fru. That's just beautiful.
Fru trying to stay with Low, the step back 3. And Kentucky's got it down to 10.
Boy, the shot making in this game has been elite.
Conwell will try one. Not this time, and Chandler soars for the rebound.
Big possession for Kentucky here.
8 minutes to go. Mismatch down low, but it's Low for 3. Garrison the rebound. Aberdeen. And the follow by Williams, who has given them a real spark here in the last few minutes. Chandler.
Something out of the middle of the floor, I think, is what Kentucky needs here.
Deep one for Chandler, and he got it! His 4th 3 of the night, and it's a 4-point game.
What a big-time shooter Colin Chandler is.
Crossover by Conwell, can't shake Chandler. Rogers into the paint. Conwell for 3. And a big offensive rebound for Woolley, but a held ball. And the arrow is given it to Kentucky.
That's the kind of fight Kentucky needs to show for the remainder in the game. And they put some real game pressure on Louisville down the stretch.
Pat Kelsey has brought Isaac McNeely back into the game. He's playing with 4. Otega Owe has 4 for Kentucky. He's on the bench. Low at the controls. Wants a ball screen. Goes the other way. Drives. Kicks. Chandler open. Nope, we have a whistle and a foul before. I don't know how anybody can hear a whistle in this place right now. And it's number 4 on Ryan Conwell.
Boy, when Marino goes out to set that ball screen, it was really high. And that gives a lot of room to Jalen Lowe to get downhill and really put pressure on the Louisville defense. Kentucky did a really good job of spreading the floor on that possession.
So it is Lowe at the line. He is 3 for 3 from the line tonight, has 9 points and 5 assists. The second time in the last couple of minutes that a Kentucky player has missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Lowe did it here. Aberdeen did it a couple of minutes ago. And we've got 3 minutes to go. Brown with Fru on him, drives him, switches hands, lays it in and one.
Boy, he knew he had the ability to drive because Malachi Marino, the 7-footer, switched out onto him. It's one thing to get past Marino, but it's another to finish with that left hand over the two-hand challenge from Chandler. What a beautiful finish by the freshman. That is big time, and they really needed that.
He is a special player having a special night. That is his 27th point. And they've got it back to 7, and they've got this crowd on its feet again.
Boy, what a turnaround. The missed front end of the 1-and-1 to the three-point play by Brown Jr.
Chandler into traffic, finds Aberdeen, who snakes his way into the paint and hits.
Really good shot fake on the closeout by Hadley that let Aberdeen get into the middle of the lane.
And that's a career high 24 points for Denzel Aberdeen. Brown again, and he got grabbed and will shoot a couple.
So if he didn't get grabbed, Fru had a dunk. Boy, it's so hard to stay in front of him. He can go left as easily as he goes right. And we've seen from these finishes, Michael Brown Jr. has a spectacular left hand.
How impressive is it for a freshman in his 3rd college game to play at this level in this kind of an atmosphere against this caliber of opponent?
I mean, he hasn't changed expression. He looks like he's just at a shoot-around.
Conley makes them both, and it's back to 7. Kentucky trying to do something it hasn't been able to do in the last 15 years. They were down 20 earlier, got it down to 4. It's 7 now. In and out for Aberdeen, and it's Louisville ball.
Boy, great ball movement by Kentucky. They just couldn't knock down the open shot. And Louisville now can afford to take a little bit of time. You don't want to take the air out of it, but there's no rush. This was used earlier to drive.
Conwell behind the back, still has the dribble, and hits!
Boy, that's just bully ball right there.
Aberdeen quickly answers at the other end, but trading baskets not good enough right now for Kentucky.
That same set that Louisville just ran was what they ran to end the half.
How deep they are. Kenai Roots averaged 18 per game in their first 2 games. Their leading scorer. He has not scored tonight. 11 minutes. Kaysen Pryor has barely played tonight. 2 minutes in the first half, but they've got so many weapons. They've still got 95.